for another year. So it's really, we need to get used to this. And by the way, if you are asking, sir, are you doing the stream? Why not the Zoom meeting, which is so we can interact, real time to you through video conferencing. We'll still coordinating through the ICT office of PUP to give us the account for us to log in to Zoom. Of course, Zoom subscription has a para ka rin nag-subscribe sa Netflix niyan. Okay, may bayad siya. Last time I checked, it's 800 pesos for 1 month. Okay, but the university will provide that to us. Okay, so but for the meantime, we'll just to, as I sabi nyo nga, na we need to find a way to improvise so that we can still learn despite of the limitation that we have, despite of the internet connection, despite of the financial constraints that we have. We still need to make the most out of that. Okay, so morphing into a 21st century teacher, there are 27 ways here. Okay, so think, include, look, show, use, work, capture, become, listen, create, invent, be, incorporate, involve, plan B, practice, team up, arts, risk, wing it, RRR, collaborate, design, social media, pin it, and game. So those are the 27 ways to become a 21st century teacher. So that's quite a lot, 27. So we'll discuss all of that. And you need to listen to this discussion because dito magbe-base yung first ever graded activity nyo in this subject or in this course. Okay? So, let's proceed now. First is the think. It says here that for you to become a 21st century teacher, you need to think. Think beyond your classroom or your subject matter. Okay, let's say for it, the first thing that you need to do is to think. Not necessarily na um, always related sa course nyo. I mean, sa subject na pinag-aaral nyo. For example, I will explain this based on example. When I was in first year high school, so that was me, grade 7. Okay, grade 7 ako when I was in high school. So, yung math teacher namin noon, after first grading period, okay, first grading exam, pumasok siya ng loob ng classroom. Then sabi niya, I'm sure exhausted kayo sa test. So, for the meantime, before we start our lesson, bibigyan ko kayo ng mind, na parang motivational game for you to think. Okay, sabi ni si Sir Abila, okay, shout out kay Sir Abila, teacher ko sa math, first year high school, grade 7 sa Batasan Hills National High School. So, sabi ni Sir Abila, okay class, here's what you need to do. Imagine, sa loob ng classroom na to, paano nyo pagkakasyahin ang 500 tao na titira sa loob ng classroom dito without any inconvenience to them. So, binigyan niya kami ng clue. Sabi niya, ang makasagot daw noon ay may plus 5 direct sa card. Sabi niya, pinakita niya yung class record niya. Ang makasagot dito, bibigyan ko ng additional 5 points direct to the card sa first grading grade nyo. So yun, sinabi niya, okay, ito yung situation. Sa loob ng classroom natin ngayon, paano dito titira yung 500 tao without any inconvenience whatsoever? Mamumuhay sila doon ng mapayapa, na mamumuhay sila doon ng tahimik, komportable yung 500 tao sa loob ng isang classroom sa space na ganun kalaki. So sa tingin nyo class, imagine you are first year high school and your math teacher ask you that question. And pag nasagot nyo, meron kayong plus 5 direct to the card. So ano yung gagawin mo? By the way, reminder again that English only policy for the chat box, okay? So, you're not allowed to chat any Tagalog words, just English. Okay, just a reminder. All right. So going back, so there, that's the question of my math teacher when I was in first year high school. So hindi niya mo kami binombard ng another math lesson after periodical exam. So what he did is he gave us a riddle. If we can answer that, we have an additional 5 points direct to the card. So yun lang. So meron ba magte-try sumagot um, sa riddle na yon sa space ng kasing laki ng classroom namin? Imagine, average size classroom. Paano daw titira doon yung 500 na tao without any inconvenience? What do you think, guys? Okay. Ang makasagot, exempted sa first ever activity. Uno na kaagad. Okay, I'll give you a minute to think of that. Just type it in the chat box. What is your answer to that question? Na paano nyo pagkakasyahin yung 500 tao na titira sa space na kasing laki ng average size classroom. So I'll wait for your answer. I know there is a delay for 15 seconds from the actual stream to the live stream. Okay? So I'll wait for your answer. So paano guys? Paano class? Paano nyo pagkakasyahin yung 500 tao sa loob ng average size classroom? So what's your answer to that? I'll wait for your answer. Imagine ano to, exempted na kayo sa first activity, uno na kayo pag nasagot nyo. Okay, I'll wait. Okay, first answer from Sheila, May, Simara. I-divide yung 500 tao by morning shift and mid shift and night shift. That is too inconvenient to their part. So there's no turns. That's not allowed because it should be there should be no inconvenience in part of that 500 people. They'll live seamlessly, comfortably, yes, at the same time. So, 500 tao, you'll live in this space here. Live in a different classroom. The situation is that they live in just an average size classroom. So how would you do that? Renovate the classroom, able to, okay, renovate. Okay, that's close enough. Okay, someone got it. Erica Amor Tabilan. So the answer is just simply like this. Create another deck. Yes, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. All right, diba magkakasya? So lagyan mo lang ng second floor. So yun lang. That's just as simple as that. So Erica Amor Tabilin, you are exempted. You're the first one who are able to answer that question. You are exempted to our first activity. That's why uno ka na sa una nating activity. Okay, so build a deck. Yan lang. Simple lang naman yung hinahanap kong term. Now, bakit ko naaalala yun? That was like 2 decades ago. Can you believe that? May nangyari sa loob ng classroom na naalala mo pa almost 2 decades ago. I was first year high school when I was in year 2001. Pero naaalala ko pa din. Naalala ko yung situation, naalala ko yung teacher ko nung high school. So that's the influence of a teacher. You know, class, here, what's amazing about being a teacher is that once you are learning to become a teacher, maaalala mo lahat ng teacher mo. when you are in elementary, when you are in high school, senior high school, all of your teachers will have an impact to you or maaalala mo sila. Kung ano yung pinagagawa nila sa loob ng classroom, kung tama ba yung pinagagawa nila sa classroom, kung ano yung mga trip nila sa loob ng classroom, maalala mo sila little by little kasi magiging teacher din kayo. So, yun yung amazing thing about being a teacher. So, kaya ako siya naalala class kasi alam nyo, di naman sa pagmamayabang pero yun lang yung naalala ko kasi ako yung nakasagot noon. So, I just murmured it. So, while Sir Abila is giving that riddle, I just said, I didn't actually recite. So, binulong ko lang, sabi ko, edi, ilagay ng second floor, something like that. Then, Sir Abila located who answered that. Sino yun? Sino nagsabi nun? Sino nagsabi nun? Then, tinuro ko ng mga classmate ko. Ako daw yung nagsabi. So, there. Nagkaroon ako ng plus 5 direct to the card. Amazing, right? From 79, first grading, na grade ko sa math, taging 84 because of that instant of murmuring that lagyan mo na igawing second floor, something like that. So that's why I can still remember it vividly. So yun, that's just something that I want to share, that if you are a teacher, that it's not always that you need to focus on the subject matter or something like that. Okay, you will need to also think outside of your subject matter so that you'll able to hindi mo tatratuhin parang robot yung mga estudyante mo na kakatapos lang ng periodical exam sa math, then day 1 after that tuturuan mo ulit sila ng about sa math, then ano yun, parang almost a torture na yun sa mga estudyante mo. So give them a little icebreaker so that they'll enjoy learning with you. So after that, magtuturo ka din. Okay, so we're now done with think. So 1 down, 26 more to go. Okay, are you still with me, class? So there, after think beyond your classroom or your subject matter. Next is include. So include the world in your lesson. Literally Skype with a class in a foreign country. So before, when I was in high school, this kind of study framework is not possible. But once you become a teacher, why not contact your counterpart in Japan? Contact your counterpart. I'm sure meron ding BBTE or Bachelor in Secondary Education, major in TLE in other countries. Okay? Something like that. There are other students in other country which taking the same course as you are. So connect with them, interact with them, so that you'll have an international feel on your class, okay, on your course. So just as simple as that. Because of technology, that thing is now possible. All right. So include the world in your lesson. Skype them, okay? Zoom them and ask them what are your best practices there in your country. Teach us your ways, and I will also teach our way, our best practices here also. So something like that. Next is look for ways to get involved with the community. So what does it mean? It only means that everything that you are doing, all companies that you will be working in the future, maybe mapunta ka sa field ng corporate field, mapunta ka sa field ng BPO, mapunta ka sa field ng education, you will always have a way to give back to the community. Okay, so sir, paano kami mag-give back sa community? Lahat let's say all companies have their way of giving back to the community. Let's say yung company nyo, ang way nyo to give back to the community is you are going to a remote area to help to give school supplies to indigenous people in that particular province. So that's your one way of giving back to the community. So maybe your another way of giving back to the community is giving relief goods once if there are let's say typhoon or natural disaster. So something like that. Okay. So just mm, a trivia, guys. We have here in the College of Education. Did you know that we have the um, our one way of giving back to the community is that the preschool that we are managing, the College of Education is managing. We have the COLC, or Community Outreach Learning Center, that is under College of Education. So once you are taking professional education subjects, you can volunteer as a student teacher in the Community Outreach Learning Center, or COLC. So that's our one way of giving back to the community. So sino yung mga estudyante natin, the mga preschooler students natin doon? Is yung mga people around Santa Mesa. Okay, means sometimes they're the children of employee of PUP are also there studying, and we are running that for more than 30 years already. Yung mga nag-graduate ng COLC, mga engineer na ngayon, mga teacher na, and mga estudyante natin yung na since nung preschool sila. So yun yung one way of our one way of giving back to the community, is that we have a Community Outreach Learning Center. So alam niyo na, guys. So pag tinanong kayo, what is the what is the College of Education project to give back to the community? So anong isasagot nyo? College of Education has a program. It's called Community Outreach Learning Center, or COLC, where we teach preschooler from the community around PUP Santa Mesa. Okay, so, di ba? Kaya mataas yung score natin pag nagkakaroon ng auditing. Yung ibang company, ang ano nila, ang one way of them to give back to the community is to give school supplies, to feeding program. But us, in the College of Education, we have a school inside the College of Education. Okay? So, sobrang taas. Kumbaga, max na kagad tayo sa threshold pag nakita ng mga nag-audit yon. Kaya mataas yung accreditation level natin because of our way of giving back to the community. So, next is have a cause that the students can identify with, foster social responsibility. So there, it's as simple as what's your purpose? Okay, what's your purpose of staying there in the college? What's the reason? So you need to start with why. Maybe the sole reason why you are in the College of Education, even though it's just you didn't actually intended to be there. So, but yun lagi yung that's always the narrative of first year students. But once they reach third year, fourth year, they will love this course so much. I know that because that's also my case. Being an education students really will make you a better person. Okay? Kahit ayaw mo, kahit, sir, I'm not supposed to be here, but you will soon love it. Okay, so foster social responsibility. So it's somehow related to the previous one, which is the look. Okay, next is show students people from around the world. Okay, so just like what I mentioned, incorporate other races, other people in your class, in your subject, so that you can you know what's happening to the world. You are globally included. And another one is use. Nakakailan na tayo? Nakaka-anim na tayo. Malapit na, guys. Wag muna kayong mag-altab dyan. Okay? Focus muna kayo kasi nga related yung activity natin, yung first graded activity natin sa idinidiscuss ko ngayon. Okay, use technology. They said that it's inevitable, guys. So, when we say use technology, hindi na pwede na hindi ka gumamit ng technology. There is a saying that technology will not replace teacher, but teacher who don't use technology will be replaced by teacher who use technology. Got it? So, hindi naman papalitan ng technology yung mga teacher. Pero, pag teacher ka, then ayaw mo sa technology, there is a possibility that you will be replaced by teacher who will use technology. Okay? So, it's inevitable, lalo pa sa panahon ngayon, na really, there's no escaping technology. We will use it, even though we like it or not. So, maybe, sa generation nyo naman, wala nang ayaw sa technology. So, you are all digital native. So, maybe you are the first generation that there's no point during your life that you don't have any gadgets in your life. Okay? So, kayo yung unang generation na pagpanganak pa lang, meron ng something digital in your household. So, there. So, no questions to this. I'm sure you will all use technology. Next is work. Create lessons where students work with people around the world on the project. So, ano lang to, parang updated version ng pagsusulat ng snail mail to maybe nung high school kayo, kung naabutan nyo pa to, gaya ng ginawa namin, gagawa ka ng snail mail and you will send it in a particular address in this country. So, ito lang yung digital upgrade nung project na yon. Instead of writing a letter and sending it to the post office and expecting a response from that person, ito naman is digital version na. Okay? So, work with people around the world. So, I've been saying this, so no need to elaborate this more. Then also, next is capture. So, let students capture what they are learning through photojournalism, videography, or blogging. Especially class, our course is productivity tools for business education. Okay, so we'll be learning a lot of software and hardware, okay, that is relevant to our life right now. So somehow maisip nyo, sir, sa tingin ko, productivity tools, so I'm expecting that we are learning about Microsoft Office tools, but let's put a little bit of twist to that. Since you've been using that a lot already, I'm sure you know that. So, can we say that, let's say, video editing apps on your mobile phone? Okay, why not tackle that instead of tackling Microsoft Word, which is you are very well aware of already, okay? So, magaling na kayo sa Microsoft Word. So, why not let's replace that particular part of the lesson with, let's say, KineMaster, something like that. It's also a productivity tools, okay? Any application that you use and that is more relevant to us, okay? During this time, because everyone has a smartphone and not everyone has a desktop or a laptop. So, that is more relevant to them. So, sir, pag-aralan ba natin kung paano gumawa ng mga green screen overlay so that we can create our mini film or sci-fi film, anything like that? So, why not? We will tackle that. How to create green screen, how use streaming application, streaming desktop. Yes, Filmora will use that. We'll also discuss that because in a sense, that's also a productivity tools, right? And that is more relevant than before. So we'll do that. Okay, create. Then next is, where are we now? Become aware of good teachers and contact them. So if you've heard about the TED Talk, okay, of Sabrina Onkiko, there is a TEDx talk. She's from Ateneo. Imagine, galing siya sa mayamang pamilya, then magdo-doktor sana siya. But pinili niya magturo sa isang public elementary school. Okay? So, she's about to become a doctor, but nagturo siya sa isang pampublikong elementary school. Then, doon niya shinare yung mga what is really happening in the um, educational system that we have. So, kapag napanood niyo yung ano, yung TED Talk ni Sabrina Ongkiko, doon yung malalaman na being a teacher is challenging but fun at the same time. It's really there are a lot of struggle that she shared, but still she enjoyed being a teacher. Okay, so there, maybe that's somehow one of the things that we need to do is to know that there are great teacher out there and we need to listen to their stories. One way of knowing that is through listening to TED Talks. Okay, so yeah, become aware and contact them. Next is listen. Listen to experiences and people around you. So it's not, there is a saying, guys, that if you talk and talk, you are just repeating what you know. But if you are going to listen, what you know might multiply. Okay? Pwedeng may matutunan ka na bago. So, pag salita ka lang ng salita, you're just, inuulit mo lang yung gusto mong sabihin. So, you need to learn to listen to your student, to your, because teacher also learn from their student and vice versa. Not just everyone. And listening skills, ito yung isa sa mga challenging skills that we have right now. Ayaw natin na sometimes we don't want to listen. We just want to be the one to talk and talk, which is what I'm doing right now because of the limitations that we have. And there is a 15 seconds delay when you comment after I read that. Then it will be streamed after 15 seconds. But don't worry, we'll have to work on that. Next is, where are we now? Saan na ba tayo? Wait, listen, create, invent. Okay, create. Am I repeating just? Natapos ko na ba to? Okay, create. Teach students how to think outside the box. Let them create. Okay. So, okay, bibigyan ko kayo ng clue. Related sa create yung activity nyo after this discussion. Okay, related dito sa word na create. So, teach students how to think outside the box and let them create. Remember guys, nung pinagawa ba kayo ng haiku ng teacher nyo nung English teacher nyo nung high school, or pinagawa ba kayo ng sarili nyong kasabihan? Pinagawa ko ng marionette doll, pinagawa ko ng mosaic na gawa sa eggshells, something like that. So, teach students how to think outside the box, then let them create. Another one is invent. Let students invent new ways to solve old problems. So, what's this? Oh yeah, I see that. So, nasa create nga tayo. Thank you, Ramil, Joseph, Laud. And yeah, nasa create na tayo. Invent. And let students invent new ways to solve old problems. Okay, here, class, when we say invent, this is a problem is the mother of invention. So if you think of a problem, maybe hindi nyo na ito naabutan, pero may mga ATM na nakapalibot sa PUP. Maybe yung mga nag-senior high sa PUP, nakikita pa to. ATM stands for Automatic Tubig Machine. Okay? So it's like a vending machine for water. During my entire stay in PUP, yun lang yung only source of water ko dito sa PUP. Kailangan may tumbler ka. Kahit wala ka tumbler, pwede namang may plastic. So, invent ways. Then, share ko lang dun sa invent na to. Students of College of Engineering sa PUP, did you know that they created a gasoline made of janitor fish that they caught in Ilog Pasig. So, they excrete oil from janitor fish and they converted that into a gasoline, which actually very helpful. But problema yung janitor fish sa Ilog Pasig. So they come up with the idea to convert janitor fish into a gasoline. Okay, something like that. So, and also, class, if you have an idea, ano nyo siya, i-treasure nyo siya, i-nurture nyo. So let's say, sir, I discovered this thing, this ointment. I created a cream that if you apply it in your face, nagkakaroon siya ng glow. So, kung na-discover nyo yun accidentally, i-nurture nyo yun. I-take note nyo paano siya ma-improve. Then, you patent it. Ipapatent nyo siya. So, kasi sa pagpapatent, medyo left behind yung Philippines dyan. Imagine this. In United States, there are um, more than 1 million patent that is filed. 1 million patent. So, kapag, let's say, um, yung particular icon, pag nagbukas, yung effect niya, nakapatent yon. Yung multi-touch sa mga smartphone nyo, nakapatent yon. Kapag yung enhanced audio, nakapatent yun. Everything is patented in United States. But Philippines only have around more than 2,000 patent in our country. Compared to them that they have more than 1 million. Tayo, wala pang 3,000 yung nakapatent sa Pilipinas. So, we need you guys. It's for you. It's your generation that somehow to be more competitive in the field of invention. Okay? Be like Edison. I-nurture niya lang mga ideas niya so to patent it so that they can use it as invention. So, tapos sa invent, mahirap guys magsalita. Ngayon na lang ulit ako nagsalita ng ganito katagal. Nakakapaos. Ngayon pa lang napapaos na ako. Wala pa tayo sa kalahati. Invent. Okay, be aware of students that you may know more about technology. Okay, this is true, class, right? So, especially if your teacher are part of the generation X or the generation or the baby boomer generation, they will accept that it's really you guys are more technologically inclined than other people. I mean, than your teacher. There are times that it will happen. So, salita ng salita dyan si teacher, salita ng salita, bigay ng facts, then ikaw, akala ni teacher kung anong ginagawa mo sa cellphone mo, meron ka palang smartwatch, then you are browsing there, you are cross-checking through Google kung tama ba pinagsasabi ni ma'am. Tama pinagsasabi ni ma'am? Ay ma'am, actually outdated na yung sinasabi nyo. May bago na pong update dito. Something like that. So, that's possible right now, okay? So, your teacher is discussing while you are checking it real time. Maybe in the future, your smart glasses, okay, your smartwatches, that you are checking what they are saying. Is that correct? Totoo ba yun? Or nag-iimbento lang si sir? Okay. Next is incorporate the parent and family by a newer technology. I'm sure you are familiar with LMS, or Learning Management System. So, LMS, merong tatlong membership in LMS. The teacher, of course, the students, and also the parents. Meron dong read-only mode for parents so that they'll see what does my students are doing in this LMS, such as Edmodo, okay, Google Classroom. Okay, trivia. What is the LMS or Learning Management System of PUP? The answer is the eMabini portal. So we have our designated LMS. We have our own LMS in PUP, the eMabini portal. Okay. Next is evolve. Be willing to evolve as learning strategies and technology evolves. Okay. During my time as a college, as a BBT students sa PUP, sa third floor, ang demo ko sa EdTech, may course kaming EdTech, ang demo ko for education technology is OHP or overhead projector. Maybe you haven't heard that anymore. Obsolete na siya. Hindi na siya ginagamit. Maybe sa mga rural area. So OHP or overhead projector is like a projector but black and white. And each slide, you need to print it through acetate na 10 pesos per slide. So, yung sa mga simbahan ginagamit before, that is my technology that I'm using, OHP, overhead projector. Pero ngayon, obsolete na siya, wala nang gumagamit ng OHP. So, ganun kabilis mag-evolve yung technology. Now, ngayon, siguro nung nag-aaral kayo, ginagamit nyo is projector. Then, after that, few years from now, you'll use the projector with touchscreen capabilities na. So, technology is really fast evolving. Then, once you become a teacher, gagamitin nyo na is AR or augmented reality. That will be the next step to, actually that's the future of education, the augmented reality. We'll talk more of that on our next lesson. Next is plan B. Have a plan B if the technology fails. Okay, kapag may mga presentation kayo class, especially in this class, don't say that, sir, nakorap po yung data ko, nakorap po yung USB, yung flash drive ko, sir, nabagsak ko, or nawala, or anything like that. Or sir, hindi gumagana yung audio ng presentation ko. It's just video, I'm not sure. So, here, class, you need to do a plan B. What if mag-blackout? Let's say, what if nakalimutan mo yung BGA to HDMI converter mo? So, as a teacher, titigil ka ba? Sabihin mo, hindi ko nadala yung cord ko, converter. So, hindi tayo mag-lesson for today. Or anything like that. So, make sure that you have a plan B whenever, pwede kang mga ammunition mo sa loob ng classroom. Pag nasa loob ka ng classroom, dapat meron kang mga activities that always ready to be implemented in the classroom. Next is practice. Practice using technology before the class begins. So, yun na nga, sinasabi ko, na i-test mo muna yung audio, test mo muna yung video, i-test mo muna, etc. So that, or let's say pag mayroon kang crucial documents or presentation, i-send mo siya sa email mo. Just a contingency plan para hindi mo pwedeng igawing excuse na corrupt. Okay? Or i-download mo, i-upload mo sa cloud muna, then just in case lang. So, pwede kang kahit at least tatlong contingency plan. Send mo sa messenger mo, send mo sa email mo, mag-separate ka ng separate flash drive, just to make sure that hindi yun mawawala. Okay? Next is team up. Create teaching and learning teams with your class. Okay? One group is the IT group and is... So, ito, class, yung framework na pwede natin gawin since your office productivity yung ginagawa natin. It's possible that, let's say, in one section, you separate it in half. You teach the other half a particular topic, then the other half the particular topic. And once they know that, they will teach each other. Got it? So that's the team-up framework. You teach the students to teach what they know. Got it? So that will work because when you are listening, you are only retaining around 10% of what you know. But if you are teaching, you are remembering almost 90% of what you know. Kasi you need to teach it, so you must know it by heart. Okay? So team up, that's possible. I'm sure you will use that once you become a teacher already. Then arts. Next is integrate the arts, allow students to express themselves in different ways. So what's this? You have to give a student chance to express themselves through art. That's what we are doing. Another clue. Maybe alam nyo na yung activity natin. Art daw. The art is another clue for our activity after this. Allow students to express themselves in different ways. Okay. Risk. Okay, next risk is take risk by trying something new. There is this movie that I watch. Teacher siya. Then tinuturuan niya yung mga students siya about the concept of buoyancy, yung paglutang ng mga bagay-bagay sa tubig. So, science teacher siya. Instead of teaching it inside the classroom, pumunta sila sa swimming pool. Then, dinemonstrate niya doon yung process of buoyancy ng paglutang ng mga bagay-bagay. So, instead of teaching it inside the classroom, pumunta siya sa loob ng sa swimming pool. So that's risky because your students might drown dun sa swimming pool. Pero if you do it carefully, the students will learn more. Okay? So that's a practical way of teaching it. Hindi lang puro sa loob ng classroom, dapat sa real life. Next is wing it. Be willing to throw the lesson out if the class is moving in a better direction. So ito nga class, kapag if you are a teacher, then you don't know that your students is not learning anymore because you are bombarding them with information. Try to give them a chance to tackle another, like let's say, maiba naman. Parang give them another stimulus kasi nakakapagod yung paulit-ulit lang. So give them another chance. So if your students are expecting you to discuss another lesson, kwentuhan nyo sila ng story na matututo sila about previous life events that they are interested in, that they will learn. So there, be willing to wing it. Okay, last 6 guys. 6 na lang. Ano mo na? 2-minute break. Mag-ano muna ako, inom muna ako ng tubig. 6 na lang to. Then, pahinga muna kayo. Okay? We'll be back in 2 minutes. Alright. So, last 6 para mga around after 30 minutes matapos na tayo. Alright? So, okay, let's continue. So now, we're done with mag-backtrack muna tayo. Mga natapos natin. Okay. So here, think, include, look, have, show, use, work, capture, become, listen, create, invent, be, incorporate, evolve, plan B, practice, team up, arts, risk, wing it. So RRR na tayo, or don't forget the common core. So reading, writing, and arithmetic. So as a teacher, class, dapat ngayon pa lang, dapat you don't forget the common core, the reading, the writing, and the arithmetic. So means that you don't forget your basic grammar. Let's say you don't confuse using your with an apostrophe to your without apostrophe and e. Your versus your. Or it's versus its. Their versus their. So those little things, you should not be confused by that anymore. Okay? Also, for arithmetic, once napunta kayo sa mall, let's say there is an incident where, okay, it cost 1,000 pesos and 12% off. So magkano na lang to? Dapat yung mga ganong instances, you know how to calculate immediately because you are a teacher. You don't forget those little core that you have as a teacher because you are on the academic field. That's why those little things don't confuse you anymore. So next is collaborate. Collaborate with teachers outside your discipline or grade level. Connect via Google Hangout. So here, you collaborate. So it's possible, guys, that even though I'm your teacher in this particular subject, there will be a time or an instances that I'll ask someone who are expert on that particular field to discuss a particular topic. Okay, so that's possible. So maybe your teacher also is will ask someone to give a presentation. It's like the resource speaker. So I experienced this before with my colleagues in the College of Education. They have a subject which is translation. So ano sila, mga English major, their subject is about translation. And that co-teacher, she knows that I'm fluent in Cebuano. So she asked me to give a talk comparing the Tagalog language to Cebuano. What are those things that is, for example, when you shout the word langgam, people in Manila will look up, while people in Mindanao will look down. Oh no, it's opposite. People in Manila will look down when you say the word langgam. Because langgam here in Manila is of course ants. But in Mindanao, people who speak in Cebuano, langgam means birds. Can you believe that? Ants in Manila, but in Cebu, langgam is bird or anything that flies. So it's just very interesting topic, the translation. How it is very confusing to some. So yeah, I enjoyed giving a talk about Cebuano language to secondary education major in English. So those things. So be open to collaboration if you have a friend, a teacher that you need to work with. Next is design. Let the students design the lesson. So here, class, if given a chance, that's why ano na tayo, student centered na yung pag-aaral natin. It's not always that the teacher will talk in front of you. They will give you a chance that it is a student-centered framework already in education. Na dapat kayo naman yung mag-talk. Kasi meron kang if the teacher, because think of it this way, class, your learning is only based on the understanding of the teacher. So, given a chance that you are given your own interpretation on a particular lesson, grab it. Okay, grab the opportunities for you to teach, to interpret the lesson yourself, because teacher will learn to you also. Okay, so another thing is the social media. Okay, no questions to this. Okay, social media, be social, and we are fully implementing it. Okay? Wala nang tanong-tanong dito. So, we can even skip this. Okay, next is pin it. Use Pinterest so that to make it more interesting. So, or not just pin it, you can use, you can exhaust Reddit. If you know Reddit, you just post anything under the sun, that any topic that you are interested in. Then you will find people that are interested in that particular topic also. What else? Reddit, a blogspot, blogger website. So you can utilize all of that as a teacher. Next is game. Add a gaming element to your classroom. Allow students to learn, fail, and enjoy learning. So actually, if we are only inside a a classroom, I have a lot of games that we can play, just an icebreaker game that we can enjoy before we start our lesson. But since our setup is very different, it only means that we were not able. We'll think of a digital version of those game that we have. Okay. So there, guys, we finished the 27 ways on how to become a 21st century teacher, included in the um, and also a brief orientation about your course, about your the netiquette, about the um, guidelines that we need to follow. So there, guys, congratulations. We finished another our discussion for today. That's just a 27 ways to become a 21st century educator. And just to give you an expectation, class, we are still thinking of how we can teach because this is a skill subject. You need to produce, okay, to master a particular application in this course as your particular outcome or final project. But it seems that we can only talk about theory during this setup because this course is really intended to be done inside a computer laboratory. Can you imagine that, class? We should have a computer, each and every one of us, and I'm teaching you how you will do it. This should be done inside a computer shop. But we're able to at least finish this. So for the meantime, we'll talk about the theory first, okay? But don't worry, we'll find a way. So for your activity, are you ready to hear your first ever graded activity in this course? So, simple lang, sir. Ay, simple lang. Kakabasa ko ng sir, napapasir na tuloy ako. Okay, simple lang. Ganito lang. Um, we have 27 ways here. You just need to draw a doodle. Okay? Draw a doodle where I can see all these 27 ways to become a 21st century teacher. Doodle. Sir, what's doodle? You just need to create an icon or I mean a picture equivalent of these 27 ways. Pwede siyang randomly created. For example, when you hear the word evolve, what comes into your mind? So we can say that unevolved, a particular picture that represent evolved can be the picture of the evolution from monkey to man. Kung yun yung unang naisip nyo pag narinig nyo yung word na evolved. Sir, yung picture na to, it represents evolved. Yung kay Charles Darwin, theory of evolution. Or pwede naman, naisip nyo na ang evolved, pag narinig ko yung evolved, I imagine a Pokemon evolving. So you can just simply type, draw a Pokeball. This represents evolved. So pwedeng sa gitna, Pokeball, then B, pwede ka magsulat doon ng katumbas na drawing nun, or something like that. Or listen, you can draw an ear, or you can draw a person listening to a particular topic. So ganun. You just need to ilalagay nyo siya sa short bond paper. Dodrawing nyo siya manually. Okay? Then you include all of the 27. You doodle it. Okay? Bahala na kayo kung paano nyo siya i-drawing. Pwedeng black and white, pwedeng pencil lang, pwedeng full of colors. basta makikita ko yung 27 ways na yan. Yung pag, let's say, kahit walang idea sa ginagawa nyo, pag nakita nila yung drawing mo or yung doodle mo, I interpret this as a modern teacher or a 21st century teacher. There is a blackboard, there's a computer, there is a camera, there is a invention, there's a wheel, there's an ear, there's an evolution, there's a game, there's helping the community. So, I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. Right, class? So, ganun lang. You just need to doodle it. So, how will we submit that? Okay, tentative submission, you have exactly 1 week from now is the deadline of the submission. Okay, so there is no excuse on the time because I'll give you enough time to do it. So you have 1 week. So exactly 1 week. So deadline is 3 p.m. October 13, 2020 is the deadline. Pag hindi ka nakapag-submit after 3 p.m., so pag 3:01 ka nag-submit na October 13, forfeited na yon. Okay? 5 ka na sa unang activity natin. Alright? So, there. You need to submit it before 3 p.m. of October 13. So, that's more than enough time. If you can submit it earlier, then that's better. So, imagine, 4 na section kayo checkan ko nito. Okay? So, I will send the guidelines, okay, and the rubric sa GC para ibibigay na lang sa inyo ng class president nyo. Alright? So, after this, I'll finalize the rubric and we'll give it to your class president. Can you do it digitally? Yes, you can. You can do a digital version of that. You can do a digital way. If you don't want to draw manually, yes, you can do it digitally. So just that. Yes, you need to draw all the 27. No, hindi ka pipili ng isa. Lahat yan. Dapat present sa drawing mo. Okay, lahat Lahat ng 27 ways should be present on your drawing. So, ganun lang. Okay? Yes, isang bond paper mo lang isusulat to lahat. Okay? So, if you don't have any questions, we can call it a day. So, we'll have another, just stay tuned because your class president will announce when will be the next session. But tentatively, we'll do it every week. Okay? Something like this. We'll do it every week. And I will also give you some activities in between to compensate for the remaining time. Alright? So, that is all for today, everyone. I am glad to meet you all and I'm happy how it turns out because you are almost 100 here in this stream. So, I'm really sure that you are interested in our topic for today. And after this, I'll upload it in YouTube for link-only access. So this is exclusive for you guys, so you can review this and your president will give it to you. Okay, so that is all for today. Take care, everyone, and goodbye for now. Okay, bye-bye.